How you doing? I just saw this video on Mox News. That's the closest I get to mainstream media. I was watching Mox News. Cass Sunstein, propagandist, mainstream propagandist, wrote a book, Conspiracy Theories and Other Dangerous Ideas. And he's on there talking, to one of the puppets. I don't know, MSNBC, I guess. And they're talking about conspiracy theories, and they mentioned the birthers, and I was like, whoa, I remember that. and it clicked in my head what's going on. I mean, it's conspiracy after conspiracy going on. False flag, false flag, false flag. And it clicked in my head. This is why we have a president named Barack Obama with birth certificate issues. And the reason we have such a ridiculous candidate for president, Barack Obama, I mean, right after, we're still in Iraq, right? Remember when he was a candidate? Didn't you all go, what? Didn't you all say to yourself, what? There's a guy named Barack Obama is running for president? Are you insane? Why didn't the Democratic Party say, look, somebody, you're probably a nice guy and everything, but your name is Barack Obama. That's just not going to fly. I don't even know what makes you think you're going to be president. And then all of a sudden he is president. I was like, what? Whoa! And then he has birth cert. He's not a citizen. And then we get birthers. But the reason we have all that, I always thought that was not always, but I mean eventually I thought, well, that whole birth certificate issue. When it came out, he eventually offered us something, offered the so-called birthers an e-birth certificate, it was an electronic one, that was an obvious fake. I mean, and you don't make an obvious fake unless you want people to talk about it. You want people to keep talking about it. He wasn't trying to put it to bed, This was an issue that they wanted. And here's why they want it. One of the reasons is 9/11. They did 9/11, which to me is an obvious demolition of a building. Three buildings, really. And any physicist should be saying, well, that's obviously a demolition. And any architect, any engineer, they should all be saying the same thing. So I mean, that is so obvious that it makes you wonder how they can get away with it. And one of the ways they can get away with it is you believe what you see, right? Seeing is believing. Well, it actually came down, so people believed, well, then it must be what they said, because I saw it. I saw it come down. But they do things in Hollywood, and that's an act, but so they put an act out in the open, and they didn't tell you it was an act, so you believe it. Okay. So that's how people get duped. But it's still, to a scientist, they still know. They know that buildings don't free fall. They don't do that. So the way they get away with it is They keep offering us, the people who are screaming about, hey, 9/11, look, that's an obvious lie. They keep offering us, people like me, something else to talk about. And one of those things is the birth certificate issue. But they don't stop there. They keep offering us more and more and more. And we had the flight 370 just now. You know, Sandy Hook. They just keep coming. And it's not for nothing. It's partly because 9/11 is not really that convincing. But it doesn't have to be convincing as long as they can make people like me look crazy. And they do that by continually offering us false flags to talk about. It's possible that if we just stuck with 9/11 and they kept doing, you know, Boston bombings and whatever, and we didn't talk about that, we just kept talking about 9/11, it's possible that we might have made some headway. Some headway, but we're never going to win. We're never going to win that fight. Because if we win, then they lose, and that's not going to happen. They're not going to allow that. They cannot live on they can't live on the surface of this planet if everybody else knows that they lied about 9/11. They will be keel-hauled and burned at the stake and whatever else we can do. They ain't gonna make it. So they'll offer us false flag after false flag after false flag to talk about. That's why it clicked when they mentioned the birthers. Again, they always bring up something that seems ridiculous and hold it up next to 9/11. You know, and they'll do that with Sandy Hook, and they'll do that with I don't know, whatever, Boston bombing. I don't hear it too much with chemtrails these days, but they'll do that too. But these, you know, they're really doing these conspiracies, these false flags, as we call them, and we get oh jeez, I've stopped watching him so much I forgot his name. Alex Jones. We got Alex Jones jumping around, saying false flag all the time, trying to make us talk. That's partly. I know he's not just about the truth. He's about getting us. If you keep dropping little false flag bombs everywhere, you're spreading out our effectiveness. Like, we're all talking about little things over here and over there. 9/11 is right in your face. There's no way anybody with any eyeballs can miss that those buildings are being imploded. You can't miss it. It's right out in the open. But the other ones, like Sandy Hook, you don't know what the fuck happened there. You know? That's a perfect one. And the same with this Malaysian flight 370. You don't know what the fuck is going on. You just know it's weird. You know, so that's a perfect one to get us talking about. Because we don't, we have no information to go on. But heaven forbid we talk about 9/11 where it's all right out in the open. I mean, it's just video after video showing those buildings come down. That's all you need, man. You don't even need to know anymore about, you know, what they did with the passengers and all that. Oh, you don't need to know that. That's the beauty of 9/11. Just watch the buildings fall. And you know the truth. Someone's lying to you. And it ain't a couple of people, because the whole of our media went along with it. And the whole of the United States Congress, and, you know, the whole schmeal went along with it. So, you know, it's not a couple of people. It ain't just George Bush Or it ain't just Dick, what's his face? But that's why they did that. That's why they keep throwing these false flags in our face. Because 9/11 wasn't that convincing. It was good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just good enough until they can throw more false flags in our face and distract attention from the really not very convincing convincing story about 9/11. So they're doing a real good job, right? I mean, as in your face as it is, they still didn't get caught yet. And they're still out there indignant. Corbett just did a video about showing some of the, Bill Clinton was all yelling that one time. I'll put a link to that video. It's cognitive dissonance. When Bill Clinton was talking about 9/11 and conspiracy theories, he got all mad, and you're just a bunch of dummies. And then Bill Maher and Noam Chomsky. That guy's smart, Noam Chomsky. He used to be a hero of mine. He even called the fact that they were going to go to a war on terror. It was after the Cold War. Sometime after the Cold War, he gave, seminar, speech, whatever, saying that they're going to go, in his opinion, going to go to a war on terror. And then they did. He's that smart. And yet he can't somehow see that there's no way Osama bin Laden could take down those towers. And it could only be people who were in a position to plant explosives at the very least. Somehow he's not that smart. No. He may be smart enough to keep his fucking mouth shut. That may be what's going on. I think that's what's going on. All these heroes I had. Jon Stewart on the Daily Show. Hero of mine. Hilarious, funny guy, smart. He knows. He's smart enough to know the truth. And if you watch that video, the guy who's getting pushy there, he works for Jon Stewart. It was one of those loose change videos where Jon Stewart was being confronted about 9/11 truth, and his handlers took the loose change guys outside and wanted to smack him around and stuff. See, yeah. So I have no more heroes. I mean, it sucks. It ain't cool that they're all sellouts or scared or something. I don't know what the fuck their problem is. But that's depressing for me. I don't know who to look up to anymore. Anyways, that's what that's all is. So, yeah. But now we have the gun thing, and that's real. All right? If they really do take our guns away, false flag or not, now you're dealing with a government that lies to you and kills American citizens. You know that. And they want to be the only ones with guns. That cannot be good. I don't know why you would allow that. Why would you even consider that as acceptable in any way? So that's, even though there are false flags, and but the fact that they want to get our guns, that's real. They can't have us know that 9/11 was their doing. Right? They can't have that. And if we ever get close to that, they damn well want our guns. They're going to want those. I wonder, though, if they... I'm worried. Here's where I'm worried. I'm worried that we're going to continue on as we are, in dribs and drabs, boiling the frog, slowly inching towards the worst of all possible worlds. They would, in my opinion, be doing us people like me, be doing me a favor if they launched a real big false flag. You know, take down the grid type false flag. One of the big ones. That's why I'm a little skeptical that they would do that. It's not that they can't. I'm sure they could. And they may. But I'm pretty sure they'll win if they keep doing it slow like this. It seems like we're not going to really... I mean, nobody wants to put their foot forward, right? It's like volunteering in the army. Everybody steps backwards. You don't want to be that one guy. Nobody wants to be that one guy or girl. So if they keep going slow like this and have the states introducing little bits of legislation here and there that slowly erodes your gun rights, that will totally work. And chances of us actually standing up against something like that are so slim to me that I'm actually hoping for a real big false flag. I really don't see that happening, but only because of that. Only because they would be doing us a favor. They wouldn't be doing like the elderly and you know, people who aren't ready. They wouldn't be doing them any favors, you know. But they don't give a shit about them either, though. That's the thing. I do. So that's the only reason I hesitate, you know. Elderly people, you know, people who are living on hand to mouth from the government, it would be bad for them. But it's going to be bad for all of us. So, I don't know. I think it would be better rip that Band-Aid off now. Do it. Let's get it over with. So that's my worry, that they're going to keep going slowly. But that's why we have a president named Barack Obama, who used to be named Barry Soetoro, who used to be this and used to be that, and you know, he could, you know, even if he was born in the United States, that's not the point. They want us to question his citizenship. They want that to be an issue so that we look ridiculous in the eyes of the uncritical rest of the nation. I wish I could do a video like other people do, that I'd start get mad at the sheeple, because that's what you really are, or deniers. I wish I could do that, but I don't think it helps. Sometimes I get mad, but then I see Mark Dice out there, who just got his channel back. I think he's a shill, by the way. He got his channel back. I think that was one of those publicity stunt things. If you're a shill, then those things can work out for you. But he calls everybody fucking names, and you know, that's how you turn people off. I don't know how he gets all the subscribers that he does, but you know, we really need to do something, and sooner rather than later. But here's what I got to say. When they say you're not allowed to use cash anymore, I don't care who you are. You better hit the fucking streets when they say that. I mean, even if you don't like guns or whatever and that's not your issue, that's fine with me. Whatever. Not really fine, but whatever. But when they say you can't use cash anymore, you got to bring it to the bank and, and they'll give you a card instead, turn all your cash in if you want credit for it. When they say that, you better hit the fucking streets. I don't care who you are. If you're not in the streets at that point, I don't want to know you. I don't want to know you then. Okay, because that's where our freedom is. If you can't do something anonymously in this country, then the chances of unfettered freedom that are vanishingly small. You need that as a check. We're all about checks and balances, and that's one of them. They just don't mention that one. You can't do something anonymously, then if your government is tyrannical, you're just fucked. Okay? And that's the good thing about cash. It is anonymous. Despite what they say about Bitcoin, it's not anonymous. So, you damn well better hit the streets and, if they do something with the, I'm already trying to do what I can, which is, not signing up for Obamacare. Out of protest, I didn't get health insurance even though I could have. Paying as little in tax as I can, income tax. I'm doing what I can. And if I was in Connecticut, I wouldn't register my gun that I've had, or whatever, or have it destroyed, or whatever they want those people in Connecticut to do. I wouldn't do that. It's time now. To me, probably well past time, but it's time to stand up. Do what you can. Say what you can. A lot of people on YouTube are just kind of waning. They're like, we're not getting anywhere. I don't know if we're getting anywhere, but it doesn't hurt to say something. So I'll keep saying it as long as I have a YouTube channel. Smarten the fuck up. 9/11, inside job. That's all you need to know. They're lying to you. Lying to you. If they can lie to you about that, they can lie to you about anything. And chances are they are. And the media didn't say anything about it. So they are complicit. It's all very obvious. So, are your eyes open? If they're closed, you're not doing me any fucking favors. Open your fucking eyes. Please. Okay, good day.
Whatever, white people.